coming to see us today. We're going to discuss mobile apps, and it's mostly based on like restaurants and like how to find places to eat. Because as a part of our project, we're trying to sort of make a mobile app which will find restaurants, bars and cafes in certain areas you are in. So first of all, let me just ask you, does any of you use a mobile app to find places where to go?
No.
Maybe if I'm in London, for example, but obviously in Brighton because I know all of them, so it's very rare. Unless, well, I go some links on Facebook in regards some new restaurant openings, and then obviously when they're opening, then I go on the website and then I check it out. I mostly use outside Brighton if I don't know, for example in London, I don't know places and I want to eat the nice food, and so I might use it, but not in Brighton, not locally.
Yeah, and do you use any specific app, or you just sort of Google it just to say?
Yeah, mostly Google it.
Just Google it, yeah.
Or
Okay.
maybe, just remind, maybe in some cases TripAdvisor, but it's more like a web page than an app. I don't know if they got like a version for mobiles, which is like, I think it only works as a web page,
Just more like it for recommendations.
but it
yeah.
can be really helpful.
Okay. With the TripAdvisor, because it's kind of our biggest competitor to what we're doing, because there's everything you find out, like all recommendations and.
I don't like TripAdvisor.
No, why do you like it?
Good.
I hated TripAdvisor because first of all, the guys, I'm working in this hospitality, and when the guests are coming, they put the feedback on it. Some of the feedback are not true, and they put it just in order to get something. And I just discovered through my friend that is a business owner that more you pay, more TripAdvisor is filtering the answering. So it's not, it's not for me. It's not, because obviously they are money orientated, so get more money, and then on 10 reply, if there are 6 bad and 4 good, they're gonna reduce it and put 3 bad and 7 good.
Okay. Like you use TripAdvisor a lot.
But not for bars and pubs and place to eat, not for that, but for the places to go, like
Yeah.
the children and stuff, but not specifically for to eat or something like that.
Okay.
So
Also with recommendation, that plays a big part of where you guys want to go and eat. Do you follow recommendations like from friends and families?
sometimes.
From friends, yes, because I trust my friends and families, but I don't trust online recommendations on web pages and stuff like that very much, because my experience was that I was supposed to go for a weekend to one hotel, and I found very bad recommendations on the internet, so I was like really afraid where I'm going, but the truth was totally opposite. It was a really nice weekend.
For me, it's like mouth to mouth. If a friend has been there, and then after they told me, I'm going to check the feedback on the website and stuff like that to see, what the other people think. But what my friend told me. Obviously, I will go there because firstly my friend told me. And then obviously if I see some other feedback, it's like a completion of it, of the picture.
And you like that?
Yeah, definitely from the friends, I would trust that. But then online, you never know, because everyone has different opinion. Like what is good for me might not be good for someone else. So that's totally different.
Also, in regard to feedback, sometimes, for example, I've just like the restaurant, if I've noticed if it's quiet, it's calm, and obviously there's more stuff on, then the service is great. But then obviously it's busy, obviously they want to, there are a lot of people booked in the same time, and it could be a disaster. So I mean, like the experience of the person sometimes is subject a change according to the time they go or how busy they are. So you might find in the same place that Monday was great service because obviously there was a lot of stuff on, and then like on Saturday, oh, the service was horrible, no one paid attention to it because obviously it was really busy and stuff like that. For example, I'll just give you an example. We went to Burlesque, and the first time from our hotel, a group went to Burlesque, there was a disaster. They ordered the sandwiches and they ordered everything, but they've been waiting they waited for an hour, and then they were not happy about that. After that, they came to the hotel, they sent an email to the manager to give them some feedback, to get some money back. And then there was a delay. What happened that day, it was that the chef walked out of the kitchen completely, so it was a big disaster. But then, because of the name of it, we realized that, well, if the chef walked out, must have been a problem there. Let's try again. Let's give it one more chance. We went there, we were extremely happy. Everyone paid attention to us. It was great. So what I'm saying is, when they give the feedback, we shouldn't generalize. We should relate that to the day or to the circumstance. Every day could be different, and I'm talking about in my environment as well. Today, for example, is busy, and then 2 people call sick. I can't replace these 2 people straight away, so I will struggle, of course, and then the guest will get affected by it. But then another day, for example, is quiet, everyone is on the shift, and then it's like you can pay more attention to it, rather than to rush it for the check-in. For example, I'm talking about my environment. Rather than to rush it, you explain more, you give more, you know, and stuff like that.
So if we sort of touch that, like if you have a recommendation, you go to a certain place, and okay, the recommendation isn't as good, and you feel a little bit disappointed either with the service or either with the food, would you maybe go back and try it again, or is it the end?
For me, I will I'll solve the problem straight away. I'll speak to the manager, I'll give the feedback, and see how do they react to my feedback, and how they solve the problem. So maybe they can give me a discount or something, and then obviously it's for them to make an effort to gain my confidence back. So if I can feel that they are good enough for me, to gain my confidence back, I will go back. But if they don't give a damn about my experience, then obviously I won't go back, and then I won't give, feedback to the others.
Okay.
But as I said, it always depends,
No, I don't think I'll be bothered because there's so many other places you can eat.
Okay.
Just try somewhere else, or maybe I'll go there later. But it just wouldn't bother me really.
Yeah, you would not maybe, I don't know, write a feedback back or.
No. Or I wouldn't make a complaint or anything like that. No, I just, because I work myself in the cafe as well. It can be really busy sometimes, and then people can get just like Antonia said, when it's really busy and you don't have enough staff, then you just don't give them as a good service as you would if it's not as busy.
Yeah.
So I was just, I wouldn't make any complaint or anything. I would just,
but
go somewhere else.
Give an excuse for the guests that they to get something back, like a discount or just an excuse. For example, example. Once I ordered a door for my washing machine. They deliver it, but they give it to my neighbor, and I couldn't find it. But I didn't give authorization to give the door to my neighbor. And I called her, I said, who gave you the authorization to do that? I'm not talking to my neighbor, I'm not in good terms. Why would you do that? Now, it's been lost, I don't have it, I paid it, so you solve the problem. And they give me another door, they send another door, and then it goes for free. I mean, like at least you get something from the bad experience.
Well, in my case,
So I was here to see Matt Wood for the room.
Not really, just sort of connecting.
I think he might be down in the lounge bit down there. I think that's where he said he was going.
well, in my case, it would probably depend on the circumstances. If I went to a restaurant and the services and everything was bad, just because the restaurant was busy at the time and the staff didn't have time, then I would probably give it a second chance, maybe in different time when it wasn't that busy. But if I went to a restaurant which is half empty and the waitress is just like standing behind the bar making no effort to satisfy the customer,
Yeah.
or the tables would be dirty and food bad, then in that case I would probably didn't come back.
Just gonna go back. Okay. So, let's just go back into the mobile apps. If we have invented this mobile app, which will be sort of like, find you where you are, and it's just like you type in, right, a fancy Chinese, a fancy this, it's 2-3 people, and it kind of allocates you and finds you what is around in the area. Do you think that app will be quite useful? Would you maybe use it?
Well, it would be definitely useful. Like if you are in a different city, for example, I have got 2 children, and I say I'll be in Manchester, and I don't know where McDonald's is. So if I had it up, and I could write, McDonald's, and then it would show me where is it, then it would be definitely useful, yeah?
Okay.
You good?
Antonio?
Yeah, as I said, different place, and I don't know friends. Well, usually the friends tell me, but yeah, I don't have friends, or But for me, it's also important the mouth to mouth. Speak to someone. Like if I'm in a hotel, I go to the police station, I ask them, and then I'll get the application as backup. To see whether that is true, that voice is telling me, like to confirm it. So I get always the application as to confirm it, the mouth to mouth.
Okay.
For me, it would be definitely useful as long as it's just mostly for the places which I'm not familiar for. For example, also with Brighton, I'm not here for that long, and when my boyfriend came and we wanted to go to eat somewhere out, and I was just like, okay, so let's walk the street and try to find something, because I didn't know any places, so something like that would be really useful. When he said me he would like some typical English pub with hamburgers and stuff, so I would just like tap the hamburgers or pub, and it would be really useful to find what's nearby.
It's useful when you don't have any information whatsoever. You are completely blank. Let's say I didn't stay in a hotel, or there was not many people to speak to, and then obviously then you rely on internet and say, okay, I can't speak to someone. Let me see what's going on the website. In that case as well, yeah.
Okay. And do you think maybe combining it, like with restaurants, bars, pubs and cafes all together, so it will be merged, because most of the apps, they are kind of specific restaurants, pubs and that, so we're kind of trying to merge it all together.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that might be quite a good idea as well?
Yeah, because sometimes you don't know what you want, like what you fancy, like eating, and maybe, for example, a pub is got a simple menu that you fancy rather than to go to the posh restaurant, and it will help you. It's kind of leading you as well, and say, okay, I'm hungry. What should I do? I go on the application, restaurant, lunch 2, pub, lemon lobster, there is this cafe here, how hungry I am, well, maybe I want just a coffee, So it's actually interacting with the website, and the website is actually, say, look, maybe if you're not too hungry, look, there is a coffee here, a coffee shop as well, or maybe just a pub. To have something, the sandwich or something like that, or maybe eat or something like that. Yeah, I think it's a good idea.
Yeah. Lucia, what do you think?
Yeah, and as Antonio just pointed out, it would be maybe really good if that app could work somehow integrate with the web pages of the restaurants and everything. Just when you click on some restaurant